Late night glow on the YouTube screen. Sean B steps in where the cuts run deep. From a New York state of mind, she was born to see what gets lost in the dark, what they don't want to speak. Silk in her voice, but the questions hit hard. Pulling back the curtain, laying truth on the yard. Every hush-hush story, every shadow clue. She's piecing up the pain till the whole thing comes through. She don't chase noise, she follows the trail. When the headlines miss, she will still unveil. With a sharp-eyed soul and a heart that knows some stories need light so the healing can grow. On YouTube, tune in, let the realness ride. Like, share, subscribe, keep the truth alive. For the tears unseen and the cries turned low, she be lifting up the weight that the world let go. Every fact she finds got a purpose and pulse. Every case she touches makes the silence convulse. No cheap thrills, just grace and fire. Taking buried details higher and higher, where the whispers get drowned and the weak get missed. She's a soulful reminder they still exist. She can feel when the story ain't sitting right. So she walks through the dark just to bring back light. With that grown woman glow and pivotal flare, she's reaching for the truth 'cause it's waiting there. On YouTube, tune in, let the realness ride. Like, share, subscribe, keep the truth alive. Sean B on the scene, bringing dark today, giving lost names rhythm, giving silence a say. Like, share, subscribe, let the people come through. When Sean B talks truth, baby, everybody knew. She got that city soul, that uptown grace, and a mind that can read what time can't erase. So gather round close, let the story unfold. Some truths need a voice, some hearts need a hold, and she won't let the quiet just fade away. She's turning low whispers into words that stay. On YouTube, tune in, let the realness ride. Let the realness ride. Like, share, subscribe, keep the truth alive. Sean B on the scene, bringing dark today, bringing dark today. Giving lost names rhythm, giving silence a say. Like, share, subscribe, hidden gets revealed, and every story matters.
Hey y'all. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Big Drip said hello. Good morning, sis. Sean B in chat. Good morning, Drip to the drippity drop. Hey, Smiley. What's going on, mama? Kiss the babies for me. I hope y'all having a good morning. Good morning. Yes. What's going on? Drip said she was chilling yesterday evening. I know the feeling. Yes. I was too. But, baby boss was here yesterday. So, yes, baby boss was here yesterday. My grandsons were here. They kind of drove my door crazy running in and out. They go outside for 10 minutes, come back in because it's hotter than hell outside. What's going on? Oh, Lord, we have been blessed with the grace of KG Summer Mommy this early in the morning. Lord, it's gonna snow. It's gonna snow on this beautiful day. Summer Mommy here this early. Lord have mercy. Good morning, KG. What's going on, boo? Thank you for joining us. Absolutely. I thought you was mad at me for a minute because you ain't been here. I'm like, what is going on? Where my people at? Yeah. Y'all listen, I put that newsflash weather advisory on my community wall yesterday because it is indeed a weather advisory. We are under what they are calling a heat dome, where all across the United States, everybody are in the temperatures of above 80. Everybody. That does not usually happen that way. Usually, there are certain geographical areas that just don't get that hot. Okay? Like, seriously. But the United States has been. And yesterday, the northern eastern states, or I should have said it the other way, the eastern northern states were actually also under a air quality alert due to the wildfires that are going on in Canada. As y'all know, I'm in New York and I'm upstate New York. So yesterday, Minnesota, Milwaukee, Ohio, New York, Maine, New Hampshire, we had sort of a orangish, yellowish kind of hue in the sky yesterday, which made everything look orange. And I didn't know why, because when it's hot, listen, my windows are closed and my air is on, but I could see it. Well, when my grandbabies came yesterday, I opened up the door and I smelled outside, and it did. It smelled like the city was on fire. All you could smell was burnt wood in the air. And a lot of people would say, oh gosh, I love the smell of burnt wood. I love it. Yeah, until that's all you smell. Until it's in the air all day. You don't like it anymore. Not only that, but it starts to burn your eyes. Right? We take a lot of things for granted when we don't have to acknowledge it, right? Weather being one of them. So if you get to the point where you're feeling like your eyes are dry, you got to keep blinking them and that sort of thing, you take a cold washcloth and just place it over your eyes, and it will rejuvenate them. Good morning, Steptoe. Thank you for joining us, boo. Good morning. So yeah, y'all be careful. Be mindful of the temperatures. Um, a lot of people think that because you're at the pool, you're in cool water, you can stay out there in these temperatures for as long as you like, and that's just not so. Hot means hot. The temperature being the depressing numbers that they are, it's real, y'all. It really is. It's real. So, you know, just a little advisory of everyone just to be careful. Yesterday I jumped around the trial that we've been watching. Well, I guess folks just came in to say hey, and then they just left. Came to put their name in the chat and they disappeared. Yeah, that's typical. Anyway, I'm going to continue. Um, I jumped around yesterday and I was watching the trial, seeing what was important and what was not, so that we could keep it moving. Thank you, Steptoe, for still being here, love. Thank you so much. I respect you, and you know I love you after that. Um, and I found that bad teacher indeed testified. Yes, she did. She testified, Steptoe. And that's what we're gonna watch. We're gonna watch that. The mother of Carter, Ambrose, did testify. We might even also get into a little bit of her interrogation or her questioning, whatever you want to call it. We're going to get into that as well. So let's jump right in. Steptoe. Again, Boo, thank you for being here with me. I appreciate you. Let's go.
Do you have evidence that you wish to present?
Yes, Your Honor, we would call the defendant to the stand.
All right. I'm going to let Ms. Davis have a seat and witness stand, please.
Ms. Davis, let me have you raise your right hand, please. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give in this honorable court to be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God, so say I do. Okay, Ms. Davis, I need for you to speak slowly and loudly, so the court can take down all the testimony and the jury, of course, can hear you as well as the judge. Ms. Davis, you are the defendant in this action, are you not? And do you understand that you're under indictment of these 7 charges that have been presented here to this jury during this week? Is that correct?
Correct.
Do you understand, Ms. Davis, that you are under no obligation to testify?
Correct.
That if you should decide to not testify, then this jury cannot infer or think anything harmful towards you because of your silence. You understand that?
Yeah.
Do you also understand that arguing to the jury that you're holding, that you'll be subject to cross? Knowing that, do you wish to, Ms. Davis, just make sure that we have your middle name?
December 12th, 1990.
And Ms. Davis, are you a high school graduate?
What are
What time?
at the time that he was conceived, no, but when I found out I was pregnant, yes.
Okay. And where were you living at that time?
That time that he was conceived,
Right.
I believe I was at my grandfather's house,
And who's your grandfather?
James Kennedy.
And Mr. Kennedy testified yesterday, is that right?
He did.
And what is his address?
309 Bonnie Drive, Monroe Street.
And is that off Russell Parkway?
It is.
Is that where you're living at now?
It is currently.
And so at some point in time, you were with child. is that correct?
Yes.
And Kadeem Ambrose was the father of that child, is that right?
That's correct.
At some point in time, did you and he move in together?
We did.
When would that have been?
Approximately, maybe immediately after I found out I was pregnant, or maybe like a month or two afterwards.
And where did you move in with Mr. Ambrose?
We moved to Sandpiper Apartments.
And that's in Warner Robins, is that
That
correct?
is correct.
Is that off Russell Parkway?
That is correct.
So at this apartment, until the baby was born, it was just you and he?
Correct.
Where was he working at?
He was a firefighter, was his current firefighter.
And he testified, did he not, yesterday?
Correct.
And at that time, where were you employed at?
I believe I was working at FedEx at the time, but then I switched jobs to a dermatology office
Where was this dermatology office at?
in Maine.
And this is while you were pregnant with Carter, is that correct?
Correct.
Were you in college at the time?
I believe I was taking some extra classes. I had already gotten one degree, but I was getting certified for a specific programming language.
Okay, where did you get your bachelor's degree from?
Mercer University.
Out of Macon?
Yes.
And what was that degree in?
Software application development and human-computer interactions.
And you say that you were taking,
Before and with the after the software.
so at some point in time, after you got your degree from Mercer, did you begin teaching?
I was teaching before already. I was teaching.
Yes. Tell us.
I don't know why it's saying that, Smiley, because on my computer it's saying 0. So I don't know. YouTube, Streamline, whatever, they be messing up. They do. Because on my computer it says 0, and on my phone it says 1. And Smiley says she's still here. Steptoe says she's still here. I don't think Drip left either. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the numbers. I don't. It doesn't even matter. I'm going to play it regardless. But thank y'all for being here. No, you're not blocked. Smiley, I see you. You're not blocked. No, babe, you're not blocked. Not at all. Why would I block you, Smiley? Yeah, see, Drip, I know you have to bounce in and out. And I know Smiley does too. You know what I'm saying? Because Smiley is running her daycare. Yes, Smiley, we can see your comments. Yeah, we see you here, boo. See, there you go. You're not, why would I block you, Smiley? Come on now. I wouldn't do that. Not at all. All right, we cool? Okay, let's get back to it. And just so that you guys know, I'm going to fast forward through all of this about her career and all that kind of shit, because don't none of that matter to me. I hope it don't matter to y'all. But in the interest of time and stuff, because I want us to also watch Carter's father's testimony too, because girlfriend was caught in some lies. And it's some things that I want to see if y'all pick up on it like I did. So let's go. I'm going to fast forward through this about her career because it's a bunch of bullshit. I don't care.
And tell the jury, if you would, if you worked for the college there.
Both staff.
Okay. So the schools, did you work
At
the school? So the contract.
Smart.
And did you continue?
I signed my contract with Gwinnett County, and I was supposed to start working.
Now, so I take it, well, because we're doing these things in a sequence, you, after Carter passed away, did you subsequently move to Gwinnett County?
I moved to Gwinnett County when I started my job, so I would say maybe a week before the semester began, so around January 6th of 2021.
And what school did you work at?
At the time, I was scheduled at Prt3 High School.
And how long did you stay there?
I stayed for a year and a half because I was promoted after that.
And did you stay at that school or did you go to another school?
I went to open a school. That was part of my promotion to open the computer science department at Second High School.
Your Honor, can we approach?
Yep.
Bridge.
Second High School.
And you stayed there until that you,
That was my only condition.
and you're currently living with your grandfather under house arrest, is that correct?
That is correct.
And that's in Little Robbins.
That is correct.
Objection, Your Honor. This is irrelevant.
The objection sustained, the jury will disregard any reference to the conditions of her pretrial release. Moving on.
All right. Now, Ms. Davis, let me ask you this. Carter, his date of birth again was when?
January 14th, 2018.
And at the time that Carter was born, did he develop any problems as far as being sickly?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Once again, you were living in San Piper Apartments with Mr. Ambrose?
I was.
Was Carter hospitalized soon after he was born?
I'm not sure how soon it was, but he was hospitalized for sure, right before his first birthday.
And for what type of problems?
He was having breathing issues and he was admitted into the NICU for a few days
The NICU where?
in Macon.
Can you hear me now, Smiley? Let me know if you can hear me now, Smiley. Okay. All right, cool. All right. Let's continue.
At the time that this happened, were you and Mr. Ambrose still living with each other?
Yes, it was.
At some point in time, who was your doctor for Carter?
Dr. Waters
And where was Dr. Waters
at Primary Pediatrics.
And that's the primary pediatrics that we've been talking about all week, is that correct?
That's correct.
At some point in time, did you and Mr. Ambrose move from where you were living at Sandpiper Apartments?
We did.
Where did you move to?
We moved to 6080 Lakeview Road, which was the doctor's office. It was right next to the doctor's office.
Okay, how far away?
There's 6082, so I would say maybe a few yards, not even.
And was that primarily a reason for you moving to this location?
Yes, because of my child's medical conditions, I felt more comfortable moving closer to the doctor's office.
Would it be a fair statement to say that you spent a lot of time at pediatrics, at the pediatric place?
A lot of time, yes, I would say, yes.
And you were aware, are you not, of all the medical reports that were provided by their business, is that correct?
That's correct.
And as far as you know, this is true and accurate representation of the time that you took Carter to that place for treatment, is that right?
That's correct.
What type of treatments?
You mean what type of things that did he go for? He's been for allergic reactions, he's mainly been for breathing issues and his minor checkups, regular checkups, and any COVID testing that we have to do.
point in time, did the relationship between yourself and Mr. Ambrose, did it dissolve or end?
It did.
When would that have been?
I really can't tell you when it started to dissolve.
In March? And you were still teaching that Mr. until Carter passed away?
Contact as in regarding the child, yes.
Was he paying child support?
He was, we had an agreement, before I actually initiated the court for, child support.
All right. Now, during this particular period of time from after, Mr. Ambrose left, where was Carter being, was he getting daycare, or how were you doing about keeping when you were?
Yes, so I would take him to daycare before work, and then I would pick him up in the afternoon unless his father was off from work or was able to, because his schedule didn't allow him to take him to work because he didn't get off in his time frame.
All right, and where was this daycare at?
Off the Russell Parkway near, Warren's Middle School.
Would that have been with Ms. Stark testified this week? And how often would Ms. Stark keep Carter?
She would keep him pretty much every day unless I had a day off or, his father had a day off.
And did that involvement between yourself and Mr. Ambrose, was that fairly successful as far as looking after Carter?
Sure, yes.
No, there weren't any problems with that.
No, because we did everything around his schedule.
And the schedule that Mr. Ambrose worked with the fire department was, as he testified yesterday, 24 on, 48 off. Okay. And you recognize that he had a part-time job also. Now, let me move on to November of 2020. Up until then, was Carter a happy child?
Yes, very happy.
And for the most part, was he fairly healthy?
For the most part, other than his medical issues.
And if there was a problem with Carter, you would take him over to the pediatric place, is that correct? And you fairly regular over there?
Yes, I'm a regular.
Ms. Davis, I'm not, and you know, Mr. Blaine may ask, but I'm not going to get into, we've all heard what happened on the 17th of November. At that particular point in time, the day that Carter passed, where were you at physically?
The day that he passed, I was at work
Where?
in Millersville, Georgia.
And that was for one of the high schools up there, is that right?
For Johnson County High School.
And Mr. Dent was watching Carter, is that correct?
Yes.
Did you, when you found out that Carter was in distress, where did you go to? Where did you rush to?
I was on the phone with Mr. Benson, and he informed me that they were transporting him to the emergency room, so I met them at Pgt3 County Emergency.
Now, the information that you provided to the sergeant in this matter, and also to Lieutenant Meadows, And we heard the video is, to your recollection, way of thinking, is all that true and accurate to the best of your knowledge and belief?
Yes.
As far as the timetable is concerned, did you lay that out for Sergeant Collins and also for Lieutenant Madison?
I did.
On the Monday night before Carter passed on Tuesday, did you contact his father, Mr. Ambrose, as to whether or not he could watch the child?
I did.
And why was that?
Because I felt more comfortable with him being home with either me or Mr. Ambrose. However, I could not take off work that day, the next day. So I asked Mr. Ambrose if he could possibly take off work to watch him.
And he would not, is that correct?
That is correct.
Were y'all going through a little bit of a spat as far as the child support order is concerned at that time?
I was not. I think that I don't think he agreed with my going to do it through the court system. So I don't think we weren't really on good terms because of that.
But anyway, you went to work on that Tuesday.
Correct.
Ms. Davis, let me ask you this, as far as did you ever do anything to harm your child?
No.
I mean, this jury has to decide these charges against you. Was this child ever harmed or hurt or injured by you or in your presence? Now, Mr. Benton, from time to time, had been at your place and looked after Carter, is that correct?
That is correct.
Your sworn testimony, has Mr. Benton ever done anything in your presence or to your knowledge where he would harm this child?
No.
Did you ever take any action to where as though you felt like you were being negligent in taking care of the needs of Carter?
No.
Do you recall the child at any point in time falling or hurting himself or being in an accident of some sort there at the residence?
No, I do not.
The Saturday before, you were at your granddaddy's house, is that right?
That's correct.
Did you keep a close eye on Carter the whole time?
Yes, it's always up under me.
Davis, this happened almost 6 years ago, and do you still remember what happened during those days before?
Vaguely.
As you have explained once again, what happened then to Sergeant Collins and Lieutenant Meadows, do you stand by what you said?
Absolutely.
And also Marcus Jackson from DTACS was there, is that correct?
That's correct.
During the period of time after Carter passed away, did you try to stay in touch with the sheriff's department or law enforcement of some sort as to what was going on with the investigation?
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely.
I mean, what would you do?
I was consistently calling them for the 3 years.
And who would you talk to, do you know?
They would never come to the phone. I was always referred to the assistant to leave my number, and that they would get back to me, and they would never get back to me, which is why I continued to call.
Would that just be law enforcement, or did you also try to contact the district attorney's office?
But I would contact Lamar's police department, the sheriff's department, and the district attorney's office.
And you heard the testimony of Sergeant Collins, and you met with him, did you not? And right after Carter passed away, and then a few weeks later,
That's correct.
did you ever talk to him anymore?
We did have one phone conversation, and that's all.
And when was the next time you heard from anybody from the sheriff's department?
I did not hear from anyone from the sheriff's department after my last meeting with our Sergeant Collins.
Okay, and at some point, have you heard from Lieutenant Meadows, is that right?
A year later, yes,
And you drove down to meet with him, is that right?
that is correct.
And are you standing by the conversation or the information that you provided him at that meeting on December 2021?
Correct.
Did you still continue to try to get in touch with with law enforcement about this?
Yes, for 2 more years.
Did they ever call for you to come down here and meet with them anymore?
No, they did not.
The whole time you were teaching in Gwinnett County, is that right?
That is correct.
In addition to law enforcement, did you also talk to the coroner's office?
I never spoke with the coroner's office. No.
Ms. Davis, you're under oath, once again, did you ever do anything to harm your child?
No,
Did you ever do anything to where you were reluctant or unwilling or unable to seek medical care for this child?
no.
That's all I have. Thank you, Ms. Davis. Mr. Floyd, you have some questions?
Let's break it down, y'all. Let's break it down. Let's break it down. Big Drip said she swallowed, she lied. Drip like, man, fuck her. I don't believe shit she said. Smiley said, I just don't know how she's keeping it so together. Well, I took some notes. And the first thing that occurred to me was she kept referring to her baby as the child. The child? I'm sorry, what? The child. Not my baby, my son, Carter, okay? The child. The next thing was she refused to take the day off. Her baby's sick. We don't even refer to Carter as the child. Even we're saying her baby. That baby. Carter. But she refused to take the day off, but had the audacity to ask his father to take the day off. And he's a firefighter. All she is a teacher. He works in the capacity that saves lives. Okay? She's a teacher. Somebody else would substitute if she wasn't there. Nobody's life is in danger if somebody else were to step in her place. Right? Instruction is instruction. A firefighter, albeit has training, but a whole lot of common sense and courage has to go into doing that job. So I found it really peculiar how she refused to take the day off, but asked the father to do it. My next joint is all the body movement, all that rocking back and forth and having to move from one butt cheek to the next butt cheek. All of that, I tell y'all a lot of times, y'all can look it up on YouTube. There's a group of guys, all Caucasian, and they different ages, but they call themselves or are professional, certified body language experts. And I've heard them say about many different trials, testimonies, things of that nature, that all that body movement, it could be seen two ways: nervousness or guilt. Everybody else who testifies is literally just sitting there. They ain't moving around. They ain't rocking back and forth, swinging the chair around. They're just sitting there. Hands up on the desk, intertwined or in their lap, and they're literally just sitting there answering the questions. She said that when she was at her grandfather's house that Saturday, that Carter was right near her. She said he was always up near me, and then looked to the floor as to demonstrate he was right beside her, all the while they were visiting at the grandfather's house. But later on, y'all gonna hear something else. I just brought that out so that y'all could, I wanted to put that in the forefront of your minds. The other thing is, who forgets the details of the day their child died? Who forgets that? I remember exactly where I was, what I was doing the day 9/11 happened. Y'all hear me? I remembered exactly what I was doing. The moment my friend ran outside the house and said, "What are y'all doing? Did y'all hear that the Pentagon was bombed?" What? Now, we later, I know that we all know it was all airplanes, but that's what the person said to me, which is my point. That's my point. I can remember the words that were said to me, where I was standing, what I was doing. And she says she vaguely remembers the details of that day. Vaguely? How? How? We're talking about your baby. Come on now. My last detail was all this over-explaining. A whole lot of these questions are yes, no. Doesn't need a reference, doesn't need an inference. Just say what you did. Yeah, I asked his father, could he babysit him that day? She goes all off into, I didn't take the day off, but I asked him if he could because I preferred for the lady, just answer the goddamn question. It's a whole lot of over explaining. That too is indicative of guilt, and you think you're smarter than the professionals in the room. Smiley says, I think the law yet her to do that to make him seem less human. It keeps it from giving the jurors a personal connection to Carter. Yeah, well, they failed. They failed because I didn't have to find out but one time that this victim, this child, was only 2 years old. 2 years and 10 months. He was 2 months from his birthday month. I don't need to be reminded no more. I don't. So they failed on that, Smiley? Oh, they failed. So now we're about to get into the prosecution's questioning. And, here's the other thing that I wanted to mention. Who looks at their tissue when they wipe their eyes? What you're trying to make sure is wet? Is that what you're doing? You're trying to make sure that the tissue has some moisture on it? Because I need to know. Why are you so worried about your face? Let them, listen, let me tell y'all something. We're going to keep it a bean here. She's fighting for her freedom, right? Whether you're innocent or guilty, you're fighting for your freedom. You got up there on the stand to do what? Look like the pillar of decorum? You got up there to look like you're so in control of yourself. Bitch, this ain't the time to be in control, honey. This is the time to cry, to snap all over the place. This is the time to show that was my baby, my heartbeat, my flesh and blood. That was me. That was my son, my baby boy. How are you sitting there wanting to look like you're in so much control? No, bitch, be mad. You don't know what happened to your son. Be sad. Be depressed. Be upset wholeheartedly. The hell is wrong with you? Yo, when I saw her look at that tissue, I'm like, what the hell? What? One piece of tissue? One. You ain't emptied that box yet? Man, I got a problem, man. There's so many red flags for me, y'all. It really is a lot of red flags for me. But I feel like I'm talking to myself, so we'll continue.
Good with you, counsel.
This is State's Exhibit 11. What is that?
That is a picture of my child's liver.
Your child's liver. That's quite a laceration, isn't it?
It is.
It is. And you heard the testimony that it would be 24 to 72 hours out. So either Monday morning to Saturday morning, correct?
Correct.
And he was just telling you the stomach hurt?
He was pointing, at one point saying, my stomach hurts, and that's all.
And you heard Dr. Eisenstadt say this is a serious injury, right?
I did.
And that quite a bit of force would be needed in order to cause that injury.
That is correct.
And so Monday, he was just okay?
Monday, he was throwing up. I was at work all day Monday, so I did not see him all day. I only saw him during the period of time when I returned home for lunch and when I returned home after 5 p.m.
Okay. And he was hurting overnight though, wasn't he?
No,
He wasn't?
overnight with it.
Sunday.
Sunday, no, he was not.
Now, you said just a minute ago that you stand by the statements that you gave Collins, correct?
Correct.
And in your first statement, you told him that the symptoms started Sunday night.
I told him that on Sunday. He told me that, Mommy, my stomach hurts, and that was all.
No. That was not your first statement.
It was my first statement to him.
Well, we all watched it,
We
and
did.
they can watch it.
They can.
Yes, they can. So Monday he's throwing up, is that right?
Monday, when I got home from lunch, I suspected that what was on the floor was a puddle of juice. I did not suspect at that time that it was thrown up until after he threw up with me after I returned home, around 5 p.m.
But you didn't take his calls for help seriously, did you?
I did take it as seriously as I could from what I was presented and what he was showing.
I think you had said that he's never thrown up like that before.
He has thrown up.
He has thrown up like that before, but he's a crybaby, isn't he?
He's a crybaby in the sense of he would tell me or he would cry if something was seriously injured or seriously wrong.
He would tell you if something seriously wrong with him?
He would be crying and he would notify me that something was wrong with him. And
Is it?
pointing or making, like I testified for, like I said, he wasn't at a point where he could say it was in his hip, so it would be fragments of this, mommy this, mommy that.
Well, is it a 2-inch laceration to a 2-year-old's liver serious?
Yes,
It's very serious. That's why he died, right?
correct.
But he didn't say, point, he wasn't crying, it wasn't really alarming to you, was it?
He was not crying, he was not crouching over, he was not holding his stomach, he was not doing anything except for saying, Mommy, stomach hurt, and vomiting juice.
And you expect her to believe that a 2-year-old crybaby, you said cried over everything, who had a 2-inch laceration of his liver, wasn't really crying?
I expected to believe what I saw and what I presented.
When did you break up with Keon?
Me and Keon ended our relationship around February of 2021
Why?
because
Because why?
he did, we just broke up, that was our first time dating. And 2, all of this was going on, so it was really a lot for me to even try to be in a relationship with anyone or focus on anything other than my child and this case.
And you knew him, right?
Correct?
And you repeatedly denied that he would have done anything to your child.
That is correct.
But you denied that you did anything to your child.
Absolutely.
And the time frame, as we've all heard, is that you and Keon were the only two who had access to him.
During Sunday to Monday,
Right.
correct?
Right. Other than the Saturday that you were at your father's house, right? Okay, but he was fine that day.
He was running around.
And then Sunday is when he's not feeling well.
Sunday night is when he first mentioned Mommy, my stomach hurts.
And then it's Monday.
Monday, after I got home from work, yes, I had to do it again.
But you say Keon would never do anything like that.
That is correct.
But you deny having done this thing.
That is correct.
So who would have done it if the only 2 people were he and you?
That is a good question.
So we just don't know.
We don't. Considering, and I will say this, nurses, they've all testified. body when he was presented to them, that is Tuesday morning. So, according to that time frame that you're trying to give me, by Tuesday morning, if something like this would have happened, he would have absolutely shown bruises or something on his body to a complete staff of medical professionals. And every one of them got on the stand and testified that they saw nothing. So I also did not see anything to a point where I thought that I needed to rush my child to an emergency room after hours, after everyone was already off. I did not get home from work until 5 o'clock. That is after hours. I would have had to make an after hours appointment. I did not choose to do so because that was the first time that my child had grown up in my presence. And I believe that keeping him home would have sufficed for enough time for us to be able to monitor him and then decide from there what we needed to do.
So you said you didn't see anything.
I did not see anything.
Right. At some point, you said you gave him a bath and complained his balls hurt.
I was washing his balls, scrubbing his balls, obviously, because he had threw up on himself, and he said, ouch. And I assumed that it was because I was rubbing his balls too hard.
Well, and I'm looking at State's Exhibit 10, which is a picture of that very region of his body.
Correct.
Okay, so he said, is that not kind of a weird place to have a pain?
Not while I'm rubbing it, no.
Okay, so you never saw the injury,
I never saw
Yeah.
him.
you had no idea.
I never saw the injury.
What about the injury to his cheek?
I was not aware of any injury to his cheek.
No, you didn't tell Sergeant Collins that was from a hickey?
I did not tell him it was from hickey. I told him that me and my child often kiss each other and like to suck on each other's faces.
And is that what caused that mark?
I have no idea.
So it could be from you sucking on your child's face.
He had a video of me sucking on his face.
Now, it's your testimony that you and Kadeem moved to that Lakeview Road apartment so you could have easy access to the pediatrics office, all right? And we've seen the medical records, correct?
That is correct.
And you said that you were a regular.
That is correct.
And what would you take him in for?
There have been multiple allergic reactions, random ones. He also had breathing issues, that either they would send us to the emergency room for, or they would already be there. Or it was regular checkups. And then of course I always saw them whenever his allergies would flare up or his vomiting removed.
And you didn't have any problem taking him right away, right?
I didn't take him right away then either,
Okay, you never took him right away?
to the doctor.
Yeah, I mean, if you had a problem, you just took him to the doctor, right?
No, you have to make an appointment.
Okay. You have to make an appointment?
That's correct.
Okay, well, obviously you have to make an appointment.
That's obvious.
Would you make an appointment once you saw the symptoms?
I would make an appointment once I monitor his symptoms.
Once you monitor his symptoms?
Yes.
Like you monitor his throwing up?
From 5 p.m. until the morning that he passed.
Were you monitoring the symptoms when he threw up in his sleep?
I was sleeping, so no, until I went into the room. That was my intent, to get up in the morning. I set my alarm to get up in the middle of the night to go and check on him.
But you were aware that he threw up while he was asleep?
Correct.
And that wasn't alarming?
It was at that point, that was my very first alarm, because he had threw up in his sleep and not while he was awake.
Mm-hmm. But you don't call Monday when you get up, right? When you wake up Monday, you just go to work.
Why would I need to call him on Monday?
I don't know, would you potentially, you just said it was alarming that he threw up in his sleep,
That was Monday night.
okay? And then he threw up again Monday, correct? So Monday he throws up in his sleep, which you say is alarming, but you go to work.
Monday at That will be Tuesday now. at
Okay,
3
it's
a.m.
Tuesday? See, I'm still hung up on the fact that you told Collins that these symptoms started Sunday.
I
When you
told,
first
I
said that.
told Collins that he first mentioned that his stomach was hurting on Sunday. On Monday is when I went to work, he was at home, and when I came home from lunch, he was sleeping, and there was juice on my floor. And what I presented was juice because the sippy cup was sitting right beside it, tipped over.
Right, but I guess my point is that on the first interview that you gave Collins, you told him that the kid was throwing up, Carter was throwing up Sunday. It wasn't until a month later, a couple weeks later, that you told him, oh, now it's Monday.
I did not, and also, I spoke with Mr. Collins for the first time the day after my child had died. So I was completely discombobulated that day.
Okay. And so you had kind of no idea what was going on. You're just monitoring conditions, but Carter's just happy as can be.
I'm monitoring his conditions, yes.
Right, and Carter's fine?
From my understanding, he has not yet thrown up in my prison.
Okay, so why doesn't Kadeem get to FaceTime his child?
Me and Kadeem were going through obviously a court battle, and he was annoying me, so I blocked his number. He could still contact me via either email or he could call my child's tablet.
He was annoying you by trying to figure out his overpayment of child support.
Why would he be overpaying for child support? That doesn't even make any sense.
You heard his testimony.
Why would he give me money for child support if he knew that he was overpaying?
I mean, he provided
He
his
gave me money,
response.
that is correct, so that would not be overpaying, that is a voluntary, I'm giving you the money.
Stop emailing me. No, you can't get her to talk to Carter. Leave me the fuck alone. And that's the last time I'm gonna tell you.
Correct.
All right. So, but you heard Kadeem's testimony about how you would block him when you got mad, but that he would always get to see his child, FaceTime or talk to him.
You also heard him say that he can only get his child during the times in which he's off work, so that would mean that he would have to be off work from his part-time job and his job at the fire station, which is not something that he can just say, I'm off. It's based on his schedule.
I'm not talking about his work schedule and whether or not he gets to keep Kadeem. I'm talking about the fact that his testimony was that even when you would block him, when you'd be mad at him, he would still see his child on FaceTime or be able to call the child. And now, the weekend where your child's suffering a lacerated liver, all of a sudden he can't see his child.
No, I called him on Monday and asked him if he could watch the child.
Right. You called him Monday at what time?
When I got off of work, when he threw up in my arms.
Okay, after he's been sick for a while?
I saw him throw up for the first time that moment.
You saw him throw up for the first time at that moment when he was in your arms?
Correct, he threw up with me.
Okay. And that was when or where?
Monday in the kitchen,
Monday in the kitchen.
after I got him threw up in my arms.
Okay. You called him Monday at what time?
When I got off of work, when he threw up in my arms.
Okay, after he's been sick for a while?
I saw him throw up for the first time that moment.
You saw him throw up for the first time at that moment when he was in your arms?
Correct, he threw up with me.
Okay. And that was when or where?
Monday in the kitchen,
Monday in the kitchen.
after I got from work.
Okay, so we had the red flag in the middle of the night. Was that,
That was after.
that was after? Okay. All right, so you called Kadeem and said, come get him.
I called Kadeem and asked him if he could take off of work to watch him that full day and monitor him. Yes.
Mhm. And then after the fact, you blamed him for this, right?
No,
Yeah. You didn't say if he had just come get him, none of this would happen?
I do not recall saying that.
You don't recall saying that, but you heard Kadeem say that.
That may be his feelings. I have nothing to do with that.
What do you mean it has nothing to do with that? It's a conversation between you and him.
No, it's a conversation between you and him, or him and his own thoughts. That has nothing to do with me.
So Kadeem's just making stuff up.
What would he be making up? He said out of his mouth, if he would have gotten the child, it probably wouldn't have happened. I had no control over that. All I could do was pick up the phone and ask my child's father, can you watch your child? And considering that she had just been calling me for 2 days, asking me if you could see the child, I would suspect that she would assuredly want to watch the child, especially knowing that he was sick. But he told me no.
Or none of this would have happened meant that the finger would have been pointed at him.
No, I don't know what you're referring to.
Right.
Why would I tell him that? He's my child's father, he's never,
Why would you tell him what?
why would I tell him that if none of this would have ever happened if he had been watching my child?
Well, if the child died on his watch, we point the finger at you.
We didn't know the child was injured at the time.
You didn't know?
No,
No. Just all this throw up, my tummy hurts.
correct.
Mm-hmm. And you stand by your statements that Keon would never do this.
I stand by my statement that no one around me would ever harm my child.
So if Monday is throwing up, why didn't you just make an appointment for him then?
I asked for my child's father, who is an EMT and a firefighter, to watch his sick child. He is fully medically trained to watch his own child. He is medically trained to take care of anyone who is in an emergency situation. So yes, I went to him first before I took him to the doctor.
Well, you didn't take him to the doctor.
Correct, I did not have time. He passed away at 8:40 or 9:30 that next morning.
Right, well, but he was sick in the morning, wasn't he?
I went to work.
Y'all hear that? He died at 9:30. Y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? She said 9:30. I'm sorry, what? Because remember, the nurses said the baby was not breathing. There was no heartbeat when her boyfriend brought the baby in. Did y'all catch that? She said 9:30. That's a big goddamn significant mistake. That's a big specific, that's a big difference. She didn't say 9:30. She said 8:40. She didn't say 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. See, it's the specific for me. 8:40, 9:30. That's what she said. I'll take it back for you. Maybe y'all didn't catch that. Here we go.
Him first before I took him to the doctor.
Well, you didn't take him to the doctor.
Correct, I did not have time. He passed away at 8:40 or 9:30 that next morning.
Right, well, but he was sick in the morning, wasn't
Y'all hear it? 8:40 9:30. 8:40 9:30. Excuse me. Not 8, 9 o'clock that morning. Not 9:30 that morning. 8:40 9:30. 8:40 would have been before the office even opened. Therefore, she and the baby and the boyfriend was still at home. Yes, Smiley. I hope they caught that too. Smiley says, is it me, or does it seem like she's mad at her son's father for not watching him, like she's blaming him? I believe that she wanted the father to have Carter when Carter ultimately became worse as his condition worsened. I'll put it that way. I believe they realized they did something to this baby for whatever abuse that this baby suffered from. And she wanted whatever was to come of it Rather, the baby had to get rushed to the hospital, whatever, if the baby got better, if the baby got worse. She wanted it to happen on the father's watch. Because if you're so concerned that you wanted him to take the day off, why didn't you? Why didn't you take the day off? The child is ultimately in your custody. That goes back to what I was saying a few days ago when I say the fathers of our children decide to bust a nut. We as mothers do decide to give birth. Therefore, whatever happens to our children, especially when we are the daily nurturers and caregivers of our children, whatever happened to them, it's on us. It's on us. As far as I'm concerned, you have no business taking your kids to the father if your kid got a cold. You keep your child and make your child better, and then he can go visit or she can go visit. You understand what I'm saying? Like dead ass. Anything that happens with your kid, we're the ones who ultimately give birth. But she don't want to take the day off work, but she expects for him to. She didn't rush the baby to the hospital. Listen, my granddaughter broke out in like a heat rash. We know that those are just little bumps all over our bodies, right, from a heat rash. And my daughter is allergic to grass. She's allergic to heat. My daughter will break out in certain spots all over her body if she rolls around in the grass. So when this happened to the baby, I would have been the first one to say, well, boo-boo, maybe she's, got the same thing that you have. She's allergic to heat and allergic to grass. But as it were, my daughter rushed her baby to the goddamn emergency room. Tell me what my baby breaking out from. This is just a breakout. Y'all understand what I'm saying? She wouldn't even take the day off to stay with her baby herself. She wanted somebody else to be in possession of that baby when whatever happened. And why the fuck is she goddamn mechanical about everything? Why is she so mechanical? Why does she have an excuse for every damn thing? Some things cannot be excused or explained away when it is just in happenstance. It just isn't. So stop that. Just wanted to bring the, hey Linda, thank you for joining us, boo. I just wanted to bring that to y'all attention. Okay, we'll continue.
I went to work that morning.
Right, and that's my
point.
point.
I FaceTimed him, and I told Keon to rush him to the doctor's office, which was next door.
So after you couldn't pawn off Keon, or to Kadeem, you wanted to leave with Keon.
Don't pawn him off to his own father. How is that?
This is your child? Yes. Yes, so you just go to work.
He was injured. At the time, the only thing that he was presenting to us was throw up.
Throw up in his stomach hurt really bad.
Not really bad. Mommy, my stomach hurt.
Not really bad. A 2-inch lacerated liver, but he's telling you his stomach just hurts. It's not really bad. He's not crying. Nothing.
He is not crying. I work with children. I would have suspected someone of this magnitude to be crouching over, to be holding his stomach, to be indicating something of pain.
I think we all would. So when Kadeem doesn't take Carter, you don't make a doctor's appointment for him.
It's at this point around 7 o'clock, and after hours is what you would have to do in order to get an appointment. You would have to call the number, and if you get an appointment, they will then tell you that you can come in at a certain time the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no instance where he would have been able to see any medical professional unless I called 911 that day.
Urgent care's open?
I don't know about urgent care.
Emergency room's open?
He did not present any symptoms where I felt like I needed to take him to.
And that's not what I asked you. I asked you was an emergency room open.
I'm assuming.
You're assuming?
I'm assuming emergency rooms are open.
They're not open 24 hours?
I'm assuming they're open 24 hours.
You assume that's not something that you just know, you're just guessing that that's true?
I don't work for an emergency room, so I don't know.
And neither do I. I don't need to work for an emergency room to know that I can go there anytime.
Correct.
Right. So you do know that.
See, that's that bullshit I'm talking about. That's that bullshit I'm talking about. It's real easy to just say, yeah, the emergency rooms are open. Anybody, a 10-year-old knows that emergency room is open 24/7. 24-fucking-7, man. 24. I'm assuming. Fuck you mean you assuming? Hey, Special K, thank you for joining us, boo. What do you mean I'm assuming? See, she's trying to be a smart aleck, and it's gonna come back to bite her dead in her ass. What do you mean I'm assuming? Yes, an emergency room was open all the time. And in hindsight, I wish we had rushed the baby to the emergency room. But did she say that? No, I'm assuming. You smart bitch. That's why the fuck you sitting where you're sitting. Drip says, I was just about to say that because I'm not going to work when my child's sick. Even working from home. If they sick, I'm calling off. Period. Thank you, Special K, for the floating heart love. Thank you, boo. Thank you. Big Drip said that part because I can't trust anybody else to take care of my babies the way I do, period. We innately can just look at our children and tell something's wrong. It doesn't always have to be something medical, but we can look at our kids and know that something is wrong, man. Doobie walking here from school, and I look at him, and I say, hey, Doobie. He say, hey, Ma, you okay? And I say, yep, I'm good. And I look at him. Boom. My flag done went up. I say to him, what's wrong? Something happened on the bus? I'm working backwards. Something happened on the bus? No. Okay. What happened in school? Boom. There it is. He coming to me with it. He letting it out. Well, such and such and da. And this happened in lunch, or this happened. You know what I mean? Changing classes. And I say, did you get in trouble? Because now my antennas are up as to whether or not Mama Bear need to show up before school closed for the day. Do I need to jump in the car and get there so I can go get some motherfuckers together today, the day it happened? Or can I just stay, mommy right now and just hear my child out? Which one? Do I need to get in fight mode, or do I need to just stay in nurturers mode? But we can look at our children, those that are connected to our babies. We can look at them and tell when something is of concern. Man, fuck that. All this mechanical shit she got going on right here. Man, come on, man. Special K said, very true. Smiley said, that's why I have a daycare. I don't trust anyone at any time. And that's good, Smiley. I wish I knew. Well, I did know a woman at the time. You know what I mean? I knew a woman that I could trust. I did. But still, I stayed home. And I went through that sacrifice. I went through the brokest of broke stages to stay home with my baby until he or she could go to school. Period. I did it. Yes, I did. Public assistance, food stamps, all that. Yes, I did. And my babies were not harmed. I ain't had no question. I ain't have no nothing. Yes, I did. Went through all that for mine. Sure the fuck did. I wasn't asking family. Family knew I had babies. They weren't offering. I didn't ask. I don't beg. I don't beg for a damn thing. At no time to no one. Period. I stayed home with all of mine. Sure did. Was looking for the mailman on the 1st and the motherfucking 16th. Sure was. Yup. Was proudly tearing on the dotted line them food stamps to go shopping for man. Sure did. Mine was never hungry. I was feeding bitches and their kids that went to work every day and got child support. That bitch and her daughter was showing up at my house. What you cook today? Here you go, boo. Period. Proud of it. I went through that motherfucking sacrifice. This bitch couldn't even take the goddamn day off. Oh no, I cannot. I don't respect a motherfucker like that. Got too much pride to make your children's life your priority. I don't have no respect for nobody like that. I wouldn't give a damn. I wouldn't give a damn. Not at all. I even respect the man who stays home with the kids if the wife can get a nice paying job. He at home, he's got an important job too. He's got an important job. He's sending his woman, the mother of his children, out into the workforce to deal with the evils and the norms of society so that she can bring home that motherfucking bread to keep this crib over their head and put food on the table. But he taking care of the babies at home so that she is secure, whether it's baby daddy, husband, boyfriend. I wouldn't give a damn. If you trust him to stay home with your babies, his job is just as goddamn important. The ones who stay home is not gender specific. It's responsibility specific. It's obligation specific. I don't put no role on that. Whoever doing it, thank you. Whoever doing it and doing it right, thank you. I applaud you. Shit. Don't get me started, y'all. Don't get me started, man. That shit pisses me off when motherfuckers try to come for motherfuckers who did it for the right reasons now. If you was just a lazy bitch, then, you know. But the ones that did it as a sacrifice so that they knew that their children were being loved and nurtured and stayed healthy and never faced anybody else's child abuse and stuff like that happens at daycares, that happens at the lady around the corner who babysit people kids, but got a nasty, McNasty ass husband, boyfriend, uncle, brother, daddy staying at the house, man. Fuck that. Smiley said, oh, Sean, what the hell just happened? What the hell? Hold on, y'all. Let me see what's going on. I'm here, guys. I don't know what the hell just happened. My YouTube just stopped. Let me see if I can pull it back up. I don't know what happened. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're back. We're back. Hold on. I'm trying to find the spot where we were. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on, guys. That's live. Okay, here we go. Okay. Hold on, guys. Stay with me. I don't know what just happened. For some reason, YouTube just clunked out on me. But we're back. Okay. Okay. All right. We're back. But like, hold on. I'm going to get to y'all's comments in 1 second. Let me set this back up. Okay. I don't know what happened right there. The whole shit just went black. I think StreamYard was resetting itself, or YouTube was resetting itself, because remember earlier I wasn't getting the proper count of people that was in the live, but I think it's reset itself now. So I guess that's why it went blank the way it did. Yeah. So let me see. Smiley says, oh, Miss Shawn, I stayed home when my now adult daughters were little. I get it. I was surely a stay-at-home mom. Yes. Yes. Special Case said exactly. Smiley says, being a stay-at-home mom is a big job. Yes. I tell my girls, if you make your children the center of your life, life will be great. Being there for my girls was the best. I didn't miss anything. Miss Linda said she doesn't have anything, sympathy nor compassion. It sounds like she has to be in total control with everything. And when she can't have it her way, she took it out on this baby. Absolutely. Special Case said it was probably YouTube. It's always glitching. I agree. I think that's what happened. I do. It just totally went black. And even when I went to YouTube, it was black. Everything was gone. But now the numbers are looking like it's been looking these last few days while we're covering this trial, and not some gutter snot ass mess on YouTube. You know what I mean? So I guess right now, y'all, my page is what people would characterize as dry, since, you know, I ain't pulling in hundreds and hundreds of people or views, because we're watching something actually of substance, and not the gossipy, messy ass bullshit that's been happening on YouTube these last few months. But y'all know what? That's why I appreciate y'all, and I love y'all so much after that. Y'all know I do. But yeah, I definitely had to I had to go on and pull that out, because who is, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't appreciating this chick and her attitude. I'm not appreciating this shit at all, y'all. Like, I'm dead ass. I don't like this chick. For real. I don't like her at all. But let's get back to it before YouTube clunk out on us again.
An emergency room at any time. That's basic information.
And if you had called to a doctor, chances are you would have gotten a recording that said this is after hours. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911.
Correct.
You did none of that.
Why would I need to call 911 for vomit of juice?
Or go to the emergency room.
He was vomiting juice, and this was not the first time that my child had vomited. And the first time that he was vomiting, we did go to see a doctor, and she told me that because it could be allergic reaction, that he would eventually get over it. So no.
But it is the first time that he vomited in his sleep and didn't wake up.
He did wake up.
He did wake up.
You just heard them say that he was on the phone with me and he was awake.
In his sleep the night before.
In his sleep the night before, he threw up in his sleep. I took him and I moved him to the other bed. When I got up that morning for work, which was a couple hours later, he was wide awake and he was talking.
When you were on the phone with Keon, when he was taking your dying child to primary pediatrics, correct?
I was on FaceTime the entire time.
Okay. Do you remember any of the statements that y'all made on the phone?
Statements on the
Do you remember any part of that conversation?
No, because I was at that point driving from Milledgeville. I ran out of my office and I was driving from Milledgeville back to Monroe.
So you don't recall if Keon said to you, man, I should have brought him in last night when you told me to?
No.
Why would you have told him to take Carter?
That's a very good question, because why would I tell him to take him?
Right, well, I mean, you did tell him to take it
I
Tuesday
did not
morning.
tell him. On Tuesday morning,
You did.
why wouldn't I tell him? He's the only one with him.
And he said, don't worry about that right now, just get here. Do you recall that?
I do not.
In the daycare, Miss Shirley, right? How long have you been knowing her?
I've known her since my child went to daycare.
And you kind of went to high school. You went to high school with Kazette
I did, but we did not hang out, no.
until you started bringing Carter to her mom, and then you guys kind of had more of a friendly relationship.
No, I never had any type of relationship with Kazette until after my child passed.
Okay. Till after your child passed. So what was that relationship like?
There was no relationship, it was more so they had a party and she invited me over and I went to her place and that was the last time that I saw or spoke to Kazette.
And you took wine to her place, right?
I did not take wine.
So you didn't go to her place to pick up a plate?
I went to her place, like I said, they were having a party of some sort and I went to pick up a plate of food, yes.
And you don't even know what kind of party it was?
No, I don't.
You don't recall it being a Christmas party?
No,
You don't recall that you took Christmas gifts there?
he didn't tell me that he took Christmas gifts.
Okay, okay. But who called you and told you that you could get a plate?
Kazette,
Gazette did? And you could pick it up from her house?
correct.
And you guys didn't discuss anything while you were there?
No,
And you didn't tell her that he had a lacerated liver?
I don't recall, no.
Okay. You don't recall, or you just said that you didn't talk to her at all, and now you're saying you just don't recall if you made that statement?
I just said I don't recall telling her that my child's liver was lacerated. I obviously had conversation with her because I was at her place.
And you told her that you Googled it?
I don't recall telling her that.
You don't recall telling her that it could be because he jumped off the couch?
No, I don't recall telling her anything, but if I did, then I would probably have said what I researched.
Okay, wait a minute. You're right, Smiley. Smiley said I'm really struggling with her attitude. Dead ass. Because see, as a mom, I don't give a damn who you accuse. Just get to the bottom of what happened to my baby. I don't give a damn if you got to pull in my mama. Okay? I don't care if you say my mama's spirit came from 6 feet under and came and did something to my child. You goddamn right. Pull her up, dig her up, sit her up here on trial, and interrogate the fuck out of her to find out what happened to my child. I'm not going to have an attitude. If I didn't do anything, hey, Buttercup, if I did not do anything, why am I mad? I'm not going to be mad. I'm not. Now, you know, it's some people out there that'll say, well, Sean B., you don't know how you will act, you know, unless you're in that position. Yes, the fuck I do. Lies you tell. Lies you tell. If I know I haven't done anything wrong, I don't care what the circumstances is, albeit though in this regard, about the death of my child, and I know I ain't did nothing wrong, I'm going to answer these questions so that we can get to the bottom of it. I don't care how often you call me down to the interrogation room. I don't care how many times I got to get up on stand. I'm not angry, though. I'm not angry. Because while the DA may be just trying to win a trial, trying to win a case, I'm trying to get justice for my baby. So if you need to bring every parent that showed up at the daycare to pick up their kid and question them about what they saw, what they heard, what they smiled, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care. Ask me whatever you want to, but I'm not going to be angry. Only a person that is guilty, that feels like their shit is being clocked, is going to be upset. And this bitch is mad as hell. That's number one. Number two, I thought you said you ain't say nothing to the lady. I thought you said we didn't talk. You said we didn't talk. But then the DA comes back and says, didn't you tell her? And didn't you say? And she's got an excuse for it. She's got an excuse. But wait a minute. Why isn't the answer no? Because you first said y'all didn't even talk. You tried to say you didn't even know it was a Christmas party. Because, see, you're trying to distance yourself. You're trying to disconnect so that these people won't seem as if they know you. That they can't make certain observations about stuff. You're trying to make it seem as it's as platonic as it can be. Bitch, anybody that shows up at a Christmas party knows it's a Christmas party when they get there. They know it. First of all. Second of all, I have never had a birthday party and didn't say, you gonna bring the kids to my baby's birthday party? I ain't never said, you gonna come over my house? Y'all understand what I'm saying? It's a Christmas party. I'm sure that that woman or her daughter said, you're invited to our Christmas party. I know damn well, even if it's a New Year's, you're going to say my New Year's party, my Mother's Day gathering, Father's Day cookout, 4th of July shebang, whatever. That's just not human nature to say, yo, I want you to come over on this day. No reason, no rhyme, no nothing. She was invited, so she showed up. Oh, but they didn't talk. But wait, I said that because, but didn't you say you Googled it? Well, yeah, I must have told her that I said that because I Googled. No, didn't talk mean didn't talk. Didn't talk mean we ain't had words. But she know that's a crock of shit, man. That's not even human nature. You gonna come to somebody's party and you're not gonna talk to them? Bitch, if you don't get the fuck out of here. People only do that on YouTube. People only come to your house and don't say shit to you on YouTube. Anyway, I digress. Linda says, girl, bye. Because anyone with common sense knows that throwing up is considered an emergency and you should go to the ER if you can't get an urgent appointment with the child PCP. Not only that, but like Drip said, was it Drip that said it? Yeah, Drip said, throwing up in your sleep is not normal. That's not normal. That's why a lot of doctors prescription directions, if it's a medication that will make you feel nausea or nauseated, they'll say take it at night, right? So that you're asleep and you don't feel the effects of it. Or they'll say take it with food or milk. You know what I mean? But they'll often say take it at night. If it'll make you drowsy, if it'll make you dizzy, unbalanced, that kind of thing. They tell you to take it at night for a reason. Because certain things at night just don't happen during the day. So y'all are right. Throwing up in your sleep is not a good sign, especially for a 2-year-old that's been complaining that their tummy hurts. I'm taking my baby to the doctor. It's been a few days. My baby been complaining about his stomach, and now he's throwing up. I don't give a fuck if I thought it was juice or not. My baby throwing up and he's 2 years old. That's not normal. Yes, Special K. Too many unhinged people out here. It is. I understand, Smiley. I understand. It's lunchtime, boo. I get it. Bon appetit, y'all. But yeah, this chick, ooh, she irking the fuck out of me, y'all. But it's about to get good, though. Y'all ain't even heard from the daddy yet. We'll continue.
blame Keon?
No,
Well, Miss Shirley, did you keep in contact with Miss Shirley after Carter's death?
not really, other than her checking on me, no.
So you guys had a discussion though, right? She would check on you, would she just say, are you okay, and then hang up the phone, or would you guys actually exchange words?
I don't recall.
You don't recall anything?
6 years ago, I don't recall.
It was 6 years ago, but she just testified that that's what happened.
That is what she talked about. That's not my recollection of the conversation.
She spent a lot of time with your child, didn't she?
She watched my child.
Pretty much all day unless Kadeem wasn't at work, right?
Correct.
Right, she loved your child, didn't she?
Sure.
And she made, what was it, a pillow with his picture on it?
She did.
And at his viewing, he had some kind of vehicle in his hands, didn't he?
She did.
And that was her vehicle, Miss Shirley's, right?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure, and you didn't give it back to her?
Why would I? She left it in his casket, I'm assuming.
Y'all, did that bitch say, I'm assuming? Did she say, I'm assuming? Did he say, did you take it back? Take the toy back? She said, why would I? She left it in his casket, I'm assuming. You don't know what the fuck was in your child's casket before it closed. You are not aware of everything that was in your child's casket before it closed. Like, because I'm so confused here. I'm so freaking confused. She said, I assume. Before that, she said, I don't recall. But then she turned around and said, that's not what she recalls. Well, wait a minute now. If you don't recall, what do you have to compare what she said to? See, it's the stupidity for me of a motherfucker thinking she's so goddamn smart. Now, ain't that what lady said yesterday? Lady said she's so damn smart, she's stupid. Okay? If you don't recall, how can you compare what she said to anything? She doesn't. She doesn't, Special K. The only person she giving a damn about is herself. And that's the other thing. How the hell you're going to say he didn't do it? You know why she's saying the boyfriend didn't do it? Because they both did it. And to say he did is going to make him speak up and say what she did too. That's what that is. That's what that is, in my opinion. In my opinion, she's trying to not be the one to point the finger at her boyfriend so that he don't turn around and point the finger back at her. Absolutely. But we'll continue.
But you guys would never discuss anything after this? About Carter?
No, I did not.
Okay, so you never told her that he fell off and hit his head on the bed?
No.
So everybody's lying,
Yeah.
except you.
Why would I have to lie?
Well, why would the forensic pediatrics people lie?
What did they lie
About the statements that were made on the phone
What do you
with you and Keon. The people that you love, that we saw on the body cam, how broken up you were for them. About what happened to this boy because he was a regular and they knew him so well. The moment you went into the office, they knew you. Right? So why would they make up these statements that they made on the phone?
They only said that I told him to, or that he said, don't worry about it, just get here.
Yeah, and what were you doing?
Right?
You were driving?
Correct.
Okay. And where were you coming from?
Milledgeville, Georgia.
What age kids did you work with? I think it sounds like maybe they were college students.
They were high school.
High school students. But you don't really know anything about the statements on the phone.
I was driving, they just told me my child was being rushed to the emergency room. I'm driving, I have an hour drive. I'm also trying to contact his father to notify him of what's going on. There's a lot going on while I'm trying to drive on the highway.
So what is Keon referring to when he says don't worry about that, just get here?
I have no idea. I'm sure I was trying to find out information about my child.
Did you talk about this afterwards with Kadeem?
Talk about.
Talk about anything?
I had multiple conversations with his father.
And was there any conversation about the lacerated liver and him and Keon? And have you ever found out about something?
Every time that I would try to contact my child's father about the case or anything involved in the case, he did not want to talk about it. I can understand that he didn't want to have more conversation about the death of his child.
Well, I don't think that's what I'm referring to. Because didn't he testify that he told you that he didn't know what he would do if he found out it was Keon? Didn't he testify to that?
That's what he said out of his mouth. That's his personal emotional.
So he's lying too, or what?
Lying about what? That's his personal emotional feelings. He doesn't know what he would do if he found out someone else did something to his child that has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, I'm referring specifically to the statement of that he made to you. He said that, right?
He did say that.
And what was your response?
I don't know.
Well, according to his testimony, you defended him, right? You defended Keon.
All I said was.
They got mad at Kadeem.
I did not get mad at Keon. All I said was I do not believe that Keon would ever harm my child.
And so we know that Carter had his own bedroom in your apartment, correct?
Right.
Okay. And that there was kind of this battle between keeping him in his own bedroom.
Not a battle. He was sleep trained.
He was sleep trained,
Yes, so I was training him to sleep in his own bed.
but he would come and knock on your door or try to find you.
Obviously, he would get up in the middle of the night and try to come back and sleep in my bed, yes.
Okay. He would. What about if you and Keon were in the bedroom with the door closed?
We wouldn't be in the bedroom with the door closed.
Well, what about, where would you guys smoke marijuana?
We did not smoke marijuana in my house. He would smoke outside or on the patio.
Did the smoke outside on the patio?
On the patio.
So you never had anything to do with any of that?
I never had anything to do with any of that.
Try to get a new phone after this?
Did I try to get a new phone,
Mm-hmm.
as in a phone number, or?
A new phone, like upgrade your phone?
I believe I did upgrade my phone only because me and his father shared a phone at the time online, and I was returning his, and I was eligible for an upgrade, so I believe that I did upgrade or whatever.
When did you become eligible for an upgrade?
I don't know.
Does December 6, 2020 sound right?
I don't know.
Okay. Do you know how many times you check to see if you actually qualify for an upgrade?
I would never check to see if I qualify for an upgrade. I don't know.
I got one. Right. And it's in here. This is state exhibit 60.
Right.
Can you look through this form?
Sure.
Do you have any idea what that is?
Those are records of an eligibility check from, I guess, my account.
From your account? And there were a lot of pages, weren't there?
They are,
Okay, what were the dates?
from November until, I believe it was January, I don't know,
Until December?
December, January. I didn't know the last day.
That's quite a few pages, isn't it?
Eligibility request for upgrade on my cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Okay. A lot of them came right after this incident happened, didn't it?
Sure. But I mean, I work in tech, so me upgrading my phone had no bearing on anything, because everything was then transferred over to my new phone.
Why did you tell Keon to get him a breathing treatment that morning?
Because Kiana had mentioned that he didn't think that he was breathing correctly. So I immediately said, well, I asked him to lift up his shirt so that I could see if he was retracting a little bit. I did not notice him retracting, but because he stated that he thought that he was breathing oddly, I told him to get him a breathing treatment anyway.
And you knew the signs and symptoms, right?
Yes, which is why I asked him to lift up his shirt.
Right, and you didn't see anything?
No,
But you said getting the breathing treatment anyway.
correct.
We don't recall saying that car threw up 4 times Sunday night to Collins in your first interview.
I don't recall anything from that first interview. Again, I had just lost my child. It was a lot going on.
How many times did he tell you his stomach hurt?
I don't know.
Was it once?
He told me Sunday night. I went to work on Monday. I never heard him say it again until I returned home and he threw up in my face. And then he said, Mommy, my stomach hurts.
Did you get him a bath after that happened, or did you get him the bath prior to being in the kitchen?
I gave him a bath when I got home because I noticed that he had juice all on his shirt.
But it wasn't juice, was it?
It was juice.
It was juice?
It was juice.
What was on the carpet?
Juice.
Juice was on the carpet?
Juice.
Okay. But you said that you kind of deduced that it was throw up at some point in your statements to law enforcement, right?
Throw up in my mind is throw up, which it should contain food, some sort of consistency, chunkiness, something. This was not that. This looked like water mixed with juice.
Good morning, Miss Spencer. Thank you for joining us. Yo, I'm so over this bitch right here. She said at the beginning that when she first got home, the boyfriend was asleep and her son was asleep on the couch. She saw that there was a liquid on the rug. She thought that it was juice. Found out later on it was throw up. And there was another spot on the rug that she thought was juice as well. Now she's saying it was juice. He said it was juice. She said it was juice. Then she goes into this long, drawn-out explanation about what throw up is. That you already said that you thought it was juice, but found out it was throw up. Now you're saying it was just throw up. Now you're saying it was just juice. Even if a person throws up what they drank, it's still throw up. He didn't spill it. If it comes back up through your esophagus from your stomach, that is considered vomit, bitch. The fuck is going on here? She said she was giving him a bath. Yes, Drip. She said she was giving him a bath, and that's when he complained that his testicles hurt. Because y'all killing me with the word balls. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all killing me with that. But yes, he said, Mommy, they hurt. And she said she thought it was because she was rubbing it. And, just for a second here, let's be devil's advocate. If you do, brush up against them joints, too swiftly or whatever, it's a very sensitive area. Yeah, that is what she said, Drip. I couldn't believe it. She actually used the word balls. Yes, she did. She didn't say testicles. She didn't say private area. She said balls. Yes, she did. And so while that portion can be explained away, the reason why his testicles were hurting may have been because she was rubbing too hard. However, autopsy showed and the medical examiner testified that there was bruising in that area. Like, I'm over this bitch altogether, like that ass. Linda said, I smell bullshit. Pray God gives her everything that she deserves because he has the last say so. I can't stand her attitude. Me either. Spec said her body language is crazy. I said that earlier, boo. I did, about her body language. All that swinging around in that chair and having to use her head in order while she's talking. You know what I mean? She got to bow her head all the way down and all that. What are you doing? Like, what is all that? What are you doing all of that for? Like, ugh. Like, what the hell? And like I said before, and I'm going to continue to say it, there is not an explanation for everything when you're innocent. Just tell it the way it is, the way it happened. And why does it have to be a long, drawn-out explanation when a yes or no will do? Because your attorney will always tell you, don't talk too much. Just answer the question. If it's a yes or no question, answer with a yes or no. But this bitch thinks she's thinking better than everybody else. She definitely is going to be held accountable, Spec, for sure.
So, then why would you tell law enforcement and kind of figured out later, once he threw up in the kitchen, that you figured out it was throw up?
I said, because when he threw up again in the kitchen, he also vomited the juice and clear fluid. So I then immediately said that must have been what I noticed on the floor when I came home from work.
But she just said 3 times, it was juice. It was juice. It was juice. But just now she just said when he threw up, when he was in her arms, she said that must have been what that was. Throw up. But you just said 3 times it was juice. This bitch is lying. Lying. I hope y'all caught that. It was juice. Was it? It was juice. But what about it was juice? It's literally what she said. Just now she just said, when he threw up in my arms, I said, when he threw up the yellow and the clear fluids, I said, yeah, that must have been what that was over there on the rug. But you just said it was juice. But then later on you had the recollection and that it must have been throw up. Then why would you continue to say juice when he's just questioning you? Why would you do that?
You said there was something I would tell you to law enforcement once they told you about the injuries, right?
Of course.
So there's nothing.
I did not witness any type of anything, no. And there was no evidence of any bruising or anything on his body to me, nor was there any evidence of any bruising on his body to the medical staff who saw him that Tuesday morning.
But Carter didn't run to you and point at Keon and say he hit me.
No.
And he reviewed that, right?
He never said anyone hit him, but if anyone did hit him, he would point to whoever. I would ask who did it, as I would refer to my child, and he would point and tell me who he thought would do anything.
Right, like if he got hit at daycare or something like that.
If he got hit at daycare, I wouldn't have known unless he started told me.
But you said if anything would happen, Carter, who was a crybaby in your words, would come to you, point at what happened.
Carter's always the last one to be picked up from daycare because I am the latest parent to pick him up. So whenever I pick him up from daycare, he is typically the only child there. So there will be no one to point to.
Okay, then why did you tell police that?
What?
Why did you tell police that if someone hit Carter, that he would tell you,
Because he would.
but he didn't do that with Keon?
So that obviously means no one hit him.
Nothing further, Judge.
Thank you.
I have nothing else, Sean. You can go down.
Step down, man.
That bitch said thank you. That shit right there is gonna get her convicted. That shit, that thank you with that attitude, like fuck you too, because that's what that was. Hey, Niecy Pooh. Miss Spencer says even if she's covering for boyfriend, she needs to be held accountable. She is mother. I'm so sick of these low-life mothers covering for men. Absolutely. Nay says, good afternoon, Auntie and Chad. I hope all is well. Was at work, but they sent us home because Michigan is so bad with this air quality and smoke we're getting. Hope everyone is doing okay today. Girl, listen. I put the news flash on my community wall. You know, I hope I have enough people that do care about what we got going on over here, got the notification and saw it because it's real. Yesterday was awful. They said it was going to be worse today, but I don't know what happened overnight. So our air quality here in upstate New York is slowly getting back to normal, but you can still smell the burning. But it's not orangish yellow like it was yesterday. Yesterday it was ugly outside. It really was. Burning your eyes, your throat, all that. But this chick right here with this thank you though, I cannot with her. Oh, you saw my post, Nate. Thank you, boo. I cannot. A lot of people read the post. They don't like it. They see it. They keep scrolling. Yo, I'm one of the most hated on YouTube, and I can't for the life of me figure out why. But I love it. Because folks hating me for nothing. I ain't did nothing to nobody. They hate me for nothing, and I love that for them. Anywho, this chick right here is going to be convicted. I feel it in my bones. Yes. Yes, Nay. Yes, we still have yes, I am Special K. Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I am. It's okay, love. You may not hate me, but I am one of the most hated. Yes, I am. They don't like my outspokenness. People are put off by my level of intelligence. They take it as conceitness, and that's not. I am not conceited. I speak with intelligence because that's how I was raised and I learned. You know what I'm saying? I learned. And I'm not going to dumb down my vocabulary when I'm speaking to other people just to make someone feel comfortable. I want them to hear it and know that it's okay to speak properly. Whatever level you're at, speak it. Speak your mind. But people hate me because of it, Spec. It's okay. It's all right. Long as I know it's some folks out there hating me, it lets me know I'm doing a damn good job at what I'm doing. And all I'm doing is bringing what's in the darkness to the light. I'm giving those that have been silenced a voice. Those cases that were not paid attention to, or many people may not know, I'm bringing it up. We're talking about it. Therefore, letting awareness flow. I'm saying what a lot of people are thinking and won't come to the platform to say. I'm exposing a lot of our opinions. I have no problem with it. And I'm saying what's a fact. This bitch right here is going to be convicted. Do I call her a bitch for a reason? You motherfucking right. This bitch has not said her son's name one fucking time. She has not said Carter one time. Not one goddamn time has she said that baby's name. Just now, she said my son. No, she said my child. She didn't even say my son. She said my child. Just now. All through both testimonies, she never said my child, my son, Carter, my baby. None of that. Just now in this testimony, not too many questions ago, she said my child for the first time. Oh, I've been listening for it. Let me see. Special K said, absolutely not, Sean B. Girl, it's okay. Miss Spencer said, I've always enjoyed your opinion since I first heard you on another channel. Thank you, Miss Spencer. Special K said, nothing but love for you, Sean B. I love you back, boo. Nay says, sorry, auntie, off topic, but you heard the person that, yeah. I don't know if she's getting out tonight. I don't want to talk about it right now, y'all. So please don't say anything more. I was going to go live later and specifically dedicate it to Romika, where we could talk about how we feel about this release, non-release, when release, how released, and the lies that was told in order to get the release. We'll talk about it later, y'all. I promise. 8 o'clock, I'm going live. Steptoe says, I'll catch the rest of this live. Sean B, love you. I have an appointment. Be good, baby. Be good out. Be careful out in traffic. Damn, getting caught up in my words because I'm reading y'all stuff. See you later, Steptoe. 8 o'clock, boo. Nay said, I respect that. No problem. Yeah, Romika gets her own platform. Period, point blank. Everybody that I'm talking about gets their own platform, but Romika definitely. Absolutely. Carter gets this one. It's all about Carter Ambrose. Absolutely. We've already dived into the 2-hour mark. We're at 2 hours and 10 minutes, so I don't want to go much further. I will let you guys know that because now they're in verdict watch, right? And if you guys want to go ahead and skip ahead and if the verdict is read, you guys know, just don't share it when we go live about it tomorrow. Just don't share it. Carter's father did testify. Carter's father said that it is not to be close to the doctor's office for the reason why she moved there. He said that's a lie. He said she moved there because they're nice apartments and they wanted to live in nice apartments. That's what he said. They fell out because they did establish child support and there was an overpayment to the amount of $350. They got into an argument because he was asking her to give it back, to send him back that $350. And she refused to do it. And he, kept telling her like, yo, you doing me wrong, man. Like the order is what it is. So they made a mistake. You can't correct it. And she told him, stop texting me, stop calling me, leave me the fuck alone. And that's when she blocked him. And that's why she blocked him, because he was asking for $350 back. that was an overpayment by the child support unit. And that argument was the day before all of this happened to Carter. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Yes, Special K. He said they had been arguing all that week about this overpayment. And Saturday, they went to, her and Carter went to her grandfather's house to visit. Sunday was when the baby started throwing up. Monday, Carter did not show up at daycare. Monday, the daycare provider, Miss Tharp, called this mother and asked her, is everything okay? Carter didn't show up. You didn't call me. You haven't texted me. What's going on? She said, pray. Kiana Davis said, pray. Carter's been rushed to the hospital. By Tuesday, the daycare provider said that Carter didn't show up again. So she called her or texted her. She texted her. And Kiana said he didn't make it. That's it. He didn't make it. He didn't make it. Not my baby is gone. Not my baby died. Not you called her screaming and hollering and crying. He didn't make it. That's it. That's it. That's all she said. This bitch is so disconnected from this baby. It's amazing. It is utterly ridiculous. It's really sad, Spec. It really is. It's so sad. And I trust she's going to get everything that she fucking deserves. Yes. And I hope that they're working on the boyfriend. I really, really do. I hope that they're working on bringing charges against his ass. Just like the bitch in Cleveland, Ohio. I really do. Yes. And I hope one father gets with the other father and they start a movement. Yes. Spec said as she should. Life in prison. Absolutely. Absolutely. So guys, I am going to let you guys go, but there's something that I want to read to you guys that I saw yesterday that I just want to share with y'all, if I may. I want to read it. It's very important, in my opinion. And it's something that I want y'all to take with you. I'm trying to find it here. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm finding it. Okay, I'm just going to the beginning of it. Okay. This is from 2 Timothy. And I'm reading this to you guys because I want y'all to take this. Hey, Sunflower, been missing you, boo. I want y'all to take this with you because I do truly believe that these are some dark, dark days that we're living in. Okay, I hope the count is incorrect. It's unfortunate that some people left before I could share this with you guys, but that's all right. Y'all can share it if you want to. But this is from 2 Timothy. It says, in the last day, people who be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, not lovers of good, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having a form of godliness but denying his power. That just simply means people who claim to know God but don't give him praise. Okay? Those are the kind of people we are not supposed to have a damn thing to do with. We're supposed to distance ourselves from those people. It literally says have nothing to do with these people. It literally says that. And the sooner people start to understand that the less accountability you hold for people, yet you applaud their nonsense, you give them an audience, you are a part of it. Okay? You are a part of it. Y'all see how the numbers are dwindling down? That's because those are the people that this refers to. I'm just keeping it a bean here, y'all. I see it every day, all day. If you know you lying on somebody, that's slander. If you are in the audience of someone that is lying on somebody, you're a part of the slanderous activity. God is not smiling on you. Listen, y'all can think what I'm saying to y'all all you want to. It's corny. But I'm trying to tell y'all what I know. No, I'm not 30 years old. No, I'm not 40 years old. No, I'm not. Get to be my age, and then you can flex. Get to be my age, and you still be intact, and you still have a connection to God, and you still are able to hold your head up without putting somebody else down in order to do it. And then me and you can talk. But if you are part of the audience, if you are a part of the degradation in public with someone, you're part of the problem. I just want y'all to know that. See, because in all of this nonsense that's going on, I don't care what side you stand on, it's happening because it's given life every time it happens. It's given an audience. They wouldn't do it if it wasn't somebody there to listen. They wouldn't do it if it wasn't somebody there to listen, to back it up, to applaud it, to welcome that darkness, that nastiness, that evilness in their ears, therefore into their hearts and into their minds. I want better for y'all, man. I want better for us all. I really do appreciate everyone that has subscribed to my channel, that has spoken my name to someone to come and subscribe to my channel, who has bought a membership for themselves, and even unknowingly gifting memberships to people who were undeserving of it. I appreciate all of y'all. I'm not Sunflower. I'm not applauding it. I'm not celebrating it. I'm not. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of all of it. If the only way I can hold somebody's attention is with the filth, the flarf, and the just deflammatory shit, I don't want it no more. I don't. All of that shit is dead to me. I don't care who they are. I don't care what channel, what sector, what the subject is. If the only way that you can hold somebody's attention is with the constant bullshit that God is not smiling on, you are a part of the problem. I'm so sorry to let you know, hon, but that's the truth. That's the truth. 2 Timothy, look it up yourself. I didn't make it up. It's a fact. Telling someone where they went wrong, say it, be done with it. Telling people that person is lying on me, say it, be done with it. Saying that someone is hating me simply because, say it, be done with it. That's why I said I'm not addressing that shit no more. They're dead to me. A motherfucker trying to step on my shoulders, trying to get to the top. Fuck you. God gonna handle you. I ain't got to. I'm good. On and off this app. I'm good. With 7 of y'all listening to me. I'm good. If I don't reach 1,000 views, I'm good. You know why? Because YouTube don't pay my bills. None of them. Never have. And probably the way my bills is set up, it probably never will. Period. Feel how you want to feel. Handle it and move accordingly. It's your decision. I'm just sharing a good word because something told me to share it. See, because a lot of us don't know that just because it's not coming out of our mouth doesn't mean we're not a part of it. You don't get to point the finger at me and you're having no accountability. You don't get to talk about God and you know you're doing stuff that God frowns upon. Stop that. I love y'all. I want y'all to stop that so that God can smile on y'all, because God don't forget. He never forgets. That's right, Linda. That's right. And if you've got to partake in such behavior in order to fit in order to belong, that's very unfortunate for you. It's very unfortunate. And I just want us to move differently because I want what's best for us. I really, really do. Even if you don't like me, I still want what's best for you. Even if you don't respect me, you dog my name, you lie on me, I still want what's best for you. Because what you eat don't make me shit. And the hell that you dig for me is the one already dug for you. The hole that you wish me to fall in, I'm here to let you know, love, it'll never happen. It'll never happen. Because I don't live my life that way. So God is not going to allow it. I can guarantee you of that. I can guarantee you. You can wish as you may. But that day will never happen. I just want y'all to understand that. That's all. I hope you do. I hope y'all appreciate what I'm saying. And know that I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I could have just ended my life. I ain't have to say nothing. Because ultimately, we're going to move the way that we want to move. And we're going to be in the chats that we want to be in and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes I sit in the bushes and I watch and I'm just shaking my head. I'm so serious. I'm just shaking my head. Because are you the pot or the kettle? Which one? Because there comes a time. Are you the pot or the kettle? I want y'all to know that I appreciate y'all. I really do. And y'all know what happens after that. I love you. Y'all be good. Stay aware of the heat dome that we're under and the air alerts that are up north. It's real. It's real, y'all. I'm about to close my windows now. I opened them this morning to air the house out, but I'm about to close them because I feel that burning happening in my throat right now. Y'all be careful. Carry water with you. Wet towel, carry it with you. You can always cover yourself, your mouth, your nose, your eyes. You just never know when it'll get worse. I want y'all to take care of yourselves. Somebody here on YouTube loves you. Y'all be good. Peace.
Yeah. Sean B on YouTube. Ooh, yeah. Late night on the screen, got the city lights low. Sean B bringing truth to the stories below. From New York with grace and a mind so wise, she can see through the dark, she can read through the lines. Every clue, every name, every twist, every turn, she be digging down deep till the realness burns. For the ones left behind, for the pain unseen, she be lifting those voices in between the scenes. So like, share, subscribe, let the real ones roll. Sean B on the case, going straight for the soul. On YouTube she shines, bringing truth to the few. When the world stays quiet, she comes breaking through. Like, share, subscribe, let the story breathe. Sean B got the light that the people need. Ooh, Sean B, true crime, baby. Tune in and watch the truth speak.